Okay, welcome to the weekly podcast. Today's episode is just a practice run. So for Lifestem Academy families, we're hoping to do regular videos on education topics, class expectations, assignments, projects, anything that students need to be working on. And then you can go back and review if you need to, just short videos on that kind of stuff. But we also want to address topics that relate to think about practical study skills or career preparation. We're going to have guests from time to time, and we're going to have Elias do an interview with me actually in the first episode that we'll be releasing to iTunes and Spotify, as well as to our YouTube channel. So we'll have a video option and an audio option. But today I just want to talk briefly about our science program for this semester. So those in physical science, the textbook has about 22 chapters. The first 10 chapters in physical science is actually chemistry. It's all chemistry concepts. What is an element? What is a compound? How are elements formed? And I know for some students that might have been a lot there with just a lot of nomenclature, learning the names of different things. But from chapter 11 to 22 is actually physics concepts. So no more chemistry, it's just a lot of physics. And physics involves a lot of math. And so if you feel like your math is not where you want it to be, you're not comfortable with solving equations, we're not going to force you to do physics, right? So I'm going to actually provide another option for physical science students, especially in 7th and 8th grade. You can choose to do a general science program for the second semester. So basically you finish the chemistry section and you can do the physics section maybe next year or whenever at your own pace. But right now you can just focus on a general science, whether it's the circulatory system or the digestive system and the different systems that the body that the Apologetics general science book uses. We also have the J. Wiles curriculum that we can use as well. So for middle schoolers, stay tuned. There is help coming to refine your science for this semester. For the high schoolers who are in chemistry, we're going to keep pressing forward. We're going to learn chemistry well, and we're going to do the club chemistry practice as part of our workload later on this semester. The high school physical science students, if you're comfortable with your math skills, you don't have any issues with solving equations, I will definitely encourage you to continue in physical science. So if you're in high school, you can complete physical science just as you're doing right now. So basically, we're going to have 3 math science classes starting in a couple of weeks, because next week we have the we have a test on Thursday. Then the following week it will be 3 science classes that will be meeting instead of just the chemistry and physical science. We'll have a general science class. For mathematics, we'll keep our pre-algebra, algebra 1, and then college algebra, pre-calc, and calculus class together as 3 separate classes. No change there with history, no major change with lunch yet. And so basically this video was just going over science and what to expect. I'll make another video regarding logic and literature. For literature, we are going to start having deadlines and timelines for when you should have finished reading a particular book. So we've done Mere Christianity. Again, for that one too, if you're in middle school and you just feel this is too much, that's okay. I will give you an alternative. I actually have a book I wrote called Why Do I Exist? So I can send you that PDF, and it's written for middle school, high school students, just going over some of the basics of the Christian faith. So that's one book you could read. You could finish Up From Slavery if you haven't, and then you'll be moving into Corey ten Boom's book called The Hiding Place. So that's the book that we'll be looking at. So we'll finish Up From Slavery here in the next couple of weeks. We'll move into The Hiding Place by Corey ten Boom. Those who have not read Uncle Tom's Cabin and The Life of Frederick Douglass, and To Kill a Mockingbird, you will have to read that, especially the high school students. So prepare to read some good books, books that will just give you a good overview of what was going on in the 1800s in America especially. And look forward to this semester. If you have any suggestions for the podcast, if you have any topics that you want us to cover, let us know. We'll be recording a lot more as we move into the rest of the semester. Have a blessed day, and this was just a practice run, but I look forward to your feedback.